Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show, and I'm here to talk about the final game of a three-game series, and the Dodgers lose to the Guardians 4-1. They dropped 2 out of 3 here at home, so disappointed in the homestand. Offense just wasn't good again, man. Just hasn't really been good to start this season, like, especially top of the lineup. Ohtani hasn't been hitting, like, yeah, he's took his walks, but, like, he hasn't been hitting. Kyle Tucker hasn't been hitting. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman finally hit a home run. Will Smith had a rare 3 strikeout game. Teo, he got a hit, but he struck out a lot. The only guy that's really hit really well is really Andy Pages, who went 3 for 3. And Max Muncy's hit well, but he didn't get a hit today, so Andy Pages had 3 of the 5 hits. He's the only guy that's really hit well, but just, I know it's early in the season. I'm not going to overreact and say, oh, season's over, or World Series hangover. But they haven't looked good, man. And even Yamamoto, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, but he only gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Even his not great starts through the first 2 have still been really good quality starts. That's That's an ace, man. He doesn't have his best stuff, but he only gives up 2 runs, which were in the 3rd inning. And huge insurance runs by the Guardians. J-Ram finally gets his first home run of the season. But Daniel Schneemann really got the offense started. The hustle double and made something happen on the bases. Gets the 3rd. Will Smith throws the ball in the outfield, and that's the first run. Then Arias gets a lucky-ass homer. But those were only 2 runs Yamamoto gave up. He didn't have his best stuff tonight. Like I said, he gave up 2 runs, but the offense had some chances. Like they were down 4-0. First and second and third with 1 out, couldn't get anything going. First and second, no outs against Gavin Williamson, a double play, and then that pretty much ends anything that could have got going. So they had a few chances, but they just couldn't get anything going. At this point in the homestand, the Dodgers only scored 7 runs in 3 games, just not good enough. But I am gonna give credit to the Guardians pitching staff. They really pitched their ass off in this series. Parker Messick pitched really well in the first game. Second game, Tanner Bobby wasn't great with the command, but he only gave up like 1 or 2 runs. Gavin Williams went, I think he went 7 shutty tonight with only 2 hits allowed and struck out 10. Hell of an outing from him, and people don't like to talk about it, but Gavin Williams was throwing 7 different pitches, 5 of them over 105 stuff plus. Like I said, it's just crazy good pitching performance, but the Dodger offense, it's just not been great. Credit to the Guardians pitching staff, because they pitched really well. Their starters. But Dodgers just bad at bats tonight, and terrible up. Jose Ramirez hits a 0-2 pitch off Tanner Scott for a home run, which really put the game out of reach there, which were 2 huge runs. And Dodgers tried to get some things going a few different times, but just they couldn't make it happen. But credit to Gavin Williams, though, just mowed down the lineup. Got to give credit where credit's due. And look, we're only 6 games a season, but so it's a very, very small sample size. But this is just gross, man. Ohtani's hitting 167, Tucker's 174, Betts 136, Freeman 208, Smith 200, Teo 238. Honestly, Freeman has feels like 10 warning track hits at this point. I don't know how many hard hit flyouts he has. I'm not gonna worry. Maybe it's just a slow start. Maybe they'll get going here. Maybe the National Series try and get going. But the fact they're 4-2 with how they've struggled. But I just don't know if I'm supposed to. I mean, I care about these starts, but the Dodgers have these terrible slumps, whether it's beginning of the season or mid-season, where they've struggled. And I'm not going to do rant videos. Like, I've done it before, but they won back-to-back World Series. Yeah, I'm going to care about the season, obviously, but I'm not going to rant and say the season's over, because I didn't think they would probably win the World Series last year, especially when they went down, what was it, 3-2, and they won 2 straight games. So, but it's a long season. It's tough to watch right now, but thank God it's a long season. Cleveland has good pitching staff, but Parker Messick's good. Gavin Williams was really good second half of last year. So they got good pitchers. But yeah, with the way this lineup is, they should be way better than what they're doing the first couple of games. But the offense is off to a slow start, waiting until the final out to get on the board. So pretty disappointing way to end the homestand. But I'm not going to say the season's over. It's okay to say they haven't looked good the first 6 games, but you also can't say the season's over just because it's 6 games of the year and they haven't looked good. I'm sure, look, with the amount of talent they have, they'll get going at some point. But they wrapped up their first homestand, will go 4-2, but Ohtani, Tucker, Betts, and Freeman only combined to slash 188, 289, and 282. And Freddie Freeman's probably looked the best out of the bunch. At least he's hit the ball hard. But 6 games in, 4-2. The pitching's been really solid. But the offense, outside of late hits here and there, have been abysmal, especially the guys at the top. They are too good to be this bad, but this isn't spring training anymore. Time to lock in. Not what we expect the first couple games, disappointing, but there will be better days. Like, the offense will come alive, I'm sure it will. Too much talent for them just to there's too much talent for them to do what they're doing right now. I don't know if it's a bad World Series hangover or if this is the new Dodgers, but I feel like we've seen this before where their offense has struggled at times, and you think, oh, they're cooked. But then they'll get back going. I'm sure they will. But Yamamoto didn't have his sharpest night tonight, but he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, hit by pitch, only 2 strikeouts on 87 pitches. They're 4-2. Obviously, they haven't been a terrible start to the year, but this is not the offense I'm used to seeing. But Gavin Williams, though, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts at a 39% whiff rate. That's his second career scoreless start with 10-plus strikeouts. So I just gotta give credit where credit's due to him, though. And GG to Barney. I don't know if he's watching this. But yeah, GG to the Guardians. That's the way they can win games is, get a few runs early, and if your starters can shut the opposing offense down, they can win games. Like, their offense can scratch some runs across, and if their offense can just completely, and if their pitching can completely shut an offense down, that's the way they win games. That's how they won games. Last year, that big winning streak to win the division. But yeah, Dodgers offense today went like 5 for 29 with 12 strikeouts, 3 walks. They left 4 on base the last couple of innings. Hopefully the off day does the Dodgers well. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll just have to see, man. But yeah, Dodgers lose 4-1. They lose 2 out of 3. But yeah, that's about all I have to say here. The 8 minutes. Dodgers have an off day tomorrow, and they play their first road trip. They have the Nationals and the Blue Jays on their first road 6-game road trip of the season. So Guardians improved 4-3, 4-3 on the road, scored 4 runs. 6 hits, 4 runs, no errors, none in the first, 0 in the second, 2 in the third, none in the fourth, none in the fifth, none in the sixth, none in the seventh, 2 in the eighth, none in the ninth. Quan 0 for 3 in a walk. Martinez 0 for 2 in a walk. Ramirez 1 for 3, 2 RBIs and a walk. Manzardo 0 for 4, Hoskins 0 for 4, Naylor 2 for 4, Schneemann 1 for 4, Arias 1 for 3, and RBI, and Rocchio 1 for 3. Williams 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. Armstrong 0.2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Sabrowski 0.1 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Cade Smith 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. He did hit hard with the last 2 batters. Dodgers shot 4-2, 4-2 at home. They had 5 hits, 1 run, 1 error, none in the first, none in the second, none in the third, none in the fourth, none in the fifth, none in the sixth, none in the seventh, none in the eighth, and 1 in the ninth. Tony 0 for 3, Tucker 0 for 4, Betts 0 for 3 in a walk, Freeman 1 for 4 in RBI, Smith 0 for 4, Muncy 0 for 3, Teo 1 for 3, Pages 3 for 3, and Freeland 0 for 2 in a walk. Yamamoto, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Klein, 1.2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Tanner Scott, 0.1 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, 1 strikeout. Trinan, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. The runs, Schneemann scored in a throwing error, Arias homers, Ramirez homers, and then Freeman homers. So, the pitchers, see if we have any probable pitching matchups. The Dodgers will play 3 games against the Nationals after the off day tomorrow. Game 1 is at 1:05 p.m. on Friday, 4:05 p.m. on Saturday, and 1:35 p.m. on Sunday before they play Toronto. Monday and Tuesday at 7:07, and then Wednesday at 3:07 before they go back home. They have another off day before they go back home. I don't think there's any probable pitchers on the list, but I think it's going to be Emmett Sheen, Tyler Glasnow, and Roki Sasaki. So that's all I say. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace.